Hi. I know that this SCP video looks a bit different, and that's because Tallie is actually going to be reading an SCP for us today.
All right, settle down, class. Settle down. This is Foundation researcher Tallie. I'm here to present to you our findings on SCP 5898. Pay attention closely.
I'm listening, yeah.
SCP 5898, Object Class Thaumiel, formerly explained. I'm going to start by going over previous containment procedures. SCP
Okay.
5898-EX is to be remotely monitored from Site 91. No additional containment procedures are necessary. Update 3rd of January 2020. After Incident 5898-A, SCP 5898-EX is to be remotely monitored from Barn 001. Scratch that.
I have a
Barn
question.
002.
Is this SCP Otis from Barnyard?
No further questions.
Oh.
Update 13th of January 2020. Under no circumstances should Barn 002 be left unattended. Update 30th of January 2020. Current containment procedures. SCP 5898 Prime is to be stored in Barn 003. SCP 5898 Prime is to be used to counter the spread of SCP whenever possible. Description: SCP 5898-EX is a male human. Documents found near SCP 5898-EX at the time of its discovery indicate its birth name is Ernest Whitaker, born July of 1960 in the North Kansas City Hospital.
So
It
it's
should be
the
noted that,
farmer from Barnyard.
continuing on, it should be noted that no copies of these documents have been located in the hospital, state, or national archives. Additionally, no relatives of SCP 5898-EX, living or dead, have been found. Investigations into SCP 5898-EX's personal life prior to its discovery in 2019 have yielded inconclusive results, although this may be due to its reclusive lifestyle as an agricultural worker.
Mm-hmm.
All testing conducted on SCP 5898-EX, footnote state, in fume and thaumaturgic and esokinetic compatibility tests. It should be noted that SCP-5898-EX scored slightly higher than baseline on the cross-dimensional residual energy test, although not high enough to warrant significant attention. But it has been revealed to be physically and biologically non-anomalous. However,
Okay.
a series of anomalous events have occurred in close proximity to SCP-5898-EX since its initial discovery. As such, SCP-5898-EX was allowed limited freedoms under close supervision of its residents until the extent of its anomalous properties could be ascertained. Following Incident 5898-B, SCP-5898-EX has been reclassified as Thaumiel. Refer to Addendum 5898.6 for further details.
Okay.
Addendum 5898.1, First Contact. On the 8th of December 2019, SCP 5898-EX entered the Foundation Front Company Smith and Charles Produce, 20 miles north of Kansas City. SCP 5898-EX then briefly spoke with agents Langston and Kaczynski, who were present at the location before being detained and transported to Site 91. Agents present Agent Brandon Langston, Agent Paul Kaczynski. Anomaly present, SCP-5898-EX. Kaczynski. And I told him, the worst day down in 91 is better than the best of us up at produce.
Y-
Langston laughs.
What?
A
I'm
bell
confused.
rings
What does
as
that mean?
the worst day at Site 91 is better than the best day at the produce stand.
Okay. I understand now.
A bell rings as SCP 5898-EX enters the store. Kaczynski. Welcome to Smith and Charles Produce. How can we help you? SCP 5898-EX. Hey, fellas. My name's Ernest Whitaker. I live maybe a half hour's drive up the road from here. I came by last week, but y'all were closed.
Mm.
That's, great, sir. Need help finding anything? Now, I just wanted to let you guys know I'm gonna be busy with some potentially dangerous corn for a couple weeks and, suggest steering clear of my property for a little bit. I'll make note of it, sir. Oh, this is a serious matter, fella. This corn could kill someone if I mess up, yes, sir. Seen it happen before. Hell, I was gonna stop by the police later, see if they can set up some kind of perimeter or something.
Oh?
What exactly do you mean by corn? A ghastly thing sure is. Seen it take down a whole town in a matter of hours before. Even seen a bunch of government agents show up, all men in black style, one year when the corn was especially bad. That's odd. Kaczynski motions to Langston, who begins contacting Site 91 for assistance. SCP 5898 EX turning to leave. Anyways, just wanted to give y'all a heads up.
Mm, mm.
Site
I like
91,
this
this
guy. He
is
seems pretty cool. He
Site
seems like a
91,
chill
this is
guy.
Langston over at Produce. We have a potentially security breach requesting backup. Kaczynski fumbles his belt for his handcuffs. Hang on, sir. Just hold right there for a minute. Excuse me? I'm just gonna take you around back for a few questions. Kaczynski approaches SCP 5898 EX, who is handcuffed and escorted to a secure holding cell in the back of the structure.
Oh.
End log.
Oh. That's a little bit suspicious. I think maybe the SCP-5989 was the corn we farmed along the way.
Afterward, SCP 5898 EX complied with Agent Kaczynski's requests and is detained for 15 minutes, at which point additional agents arrive from Site 91. SCP 5898 EX is then transported to Site 91 for preliminary questioning. Agents searching the vehicle owned by SCP 5898 EX discovered several items of interest, including a birth certificate, photographs of possible relatives, and several dozen photographs, illustrations, and scientific papers of corn.
Why do you
Additionally,
Why does he have his birth certificate just in his car? The fuck?
additionally, several partially damaged cobs of corn were found in the trunk. While analysis of the corn did not suggest a known cause for the damage, consumption was ruled out.
Oh.
Addendum 5898.2 Interview Log. Forward. SCP 5898 EX was interviewed by Site 91 staff following standard humanoid testing protocols. As SCP 5898 EX tested non anomalous in every test, SCP 5898 EX was placed in a standard interview room rather than containment. Interview is as follows: Interviewer, Agent Sarah Pinot. Interviewed, SCP 5898 EX.
EX. What does the
Pinot
EX
enters the
stand
interview
for?
room. SCP 5898 EX is seated, with its hand folded in its lap. Hello, Mr. Whitaker, is it? That's right, ma'am. You can call me Ernest, though. All right, Ernest. Pinot takes a seat opposite of SCP 5898EX. Let's start from the top, shall we? All right. Have you seen anything unusual lately? Disturbing, even? Well, I lost my keys the other day, spent the whole afternoon looking for them. Turns out I had them in my back pocket the whole time. If that's not supernatural, I don't know what is. SCP
Hey, man.
5898EX laughs. That's not what I meant. Do you have any interest in the paranormal? "Uh, No, I don't really care too much for that kind of stuff. I believe in Sasquatch when I'll see him, right? Though I am a big fan of the fiction, makes for good movies.
Mm-hmm.
SCP 5898EX laughs. I'm more concerned about the corn you mentioned earlier. SCP 5898EX shifts in his seat. Oh, right. I don't want to bore you with the lecture, but me and this corn have a long history. Ever since I was a boy, I've been working with the plants. My father taught me
Mm-hmm.
how to farm, showed me how to plant them, taught me patience, told me not to rush them, and that they grow better that way. It worked
Mm-hmm.
great until he passed away. Since then, the corn ain't been what it used to. Instead of farming the corn, sometimes it feels like it's farming me. What
Maybe
exactly is so special about this corn?
his dad
Hey,
was haunting the corn.
biggest damn nuisance on the planet. Keeps me from living a normal life. Every year, I gotta come up with some new rigmarole, some new ritual to make it happy. Else it takes over. And what happens then? Well, then I gotta go somewhere else. Corn always seems to follow, though. Do you have any samples of this corn for us to look at? Not yet, no. They'll come up later in the year. Oh, and if the corn isn't dealt with by me and me alone, then things tend to go south real fast. That's what happened last year, anyways. What exactly happened last year? Mr. Whitaker? Ernest?
Uh,
They're sprouting up.
wait,
I can
what?
feel it. Been gone too long already.
Oh, shit.
Where? Where are they sprouting? Should be at my farm. Please, I gotta get going. Mr. Whitaker, I'm sending a team there to check it out now. Just please stay calm. Sorry, man, but I gotta go now. End
I
log.
I trust him. I think they should go with him.
Afterward, SCP 5898EX attempted to leave the interview room. After finding it locked, it became increasingly agitated, at which point security was called. SCP 5898EX was then restrained and moved to a temporary holding cell. SCP 5898EX did not provide additional useful information following its relocation. A team was dispatched from Site 91 to SCP 5898EX's residence, a roughly 150-acre farmhouse.
Damn.
The property was searched, but no abnormalities were detected. Several stalks of corn were found emerging from the ground approximately 50 meters from the property's front entrance, but testing confirmed them to be non anomalous. SCP 5898EX was held at Site 91 for 24 hours while the property was monitored. After no additional abnormalities developed, SCP 5898EX was allowed to return to its residence.
Hmm.
Note from the Department of Containment. Due to Ernest Whitaker's knowledge of a potential anomaly, he would usually be required to undergo standard interrogation and given an appropriate amnestic before being released somewhere far away from here. However, due to his inability to provide concrete information on his situation, the Department of Containment has decided to refrain from typical protocol at this time.
Oh.
Mr. Whitaker will be tentatively designated as SCP 5898EX until an actual anomaly can be confirmed. He will be equipped with a tracking device and monitored closely via hidden cameras located in and around his residence by Site 91 staff, and allowed to undergo his normal daily routine. Should concrete evidence of an anomaly emerge, Further action will be taken. Thank you for your understanding. Alfredo Reggio, Site 91.
Fuck, I'm hungry. Sorry,
Addendum
that man made me
58.
hungry.
Addendum 5898.3, Incident 5898 A. On the 9th of November 2019, all camera feed of 11 of SCP 5898 residences, both inside and outside, were reported to have undergone technical issues. A team dispatched to investigate discovered unusually dense corn growth surrounding each camera. When questioned, SCP 5898EX apologized for the incident, stating it took a day off. When questioned further, it claimed it wouldn't let the plant growth blindside it again. Samples
Oh,
collected from the corn revealed it to be non anomalous, despite the high likelihood of an anomaly being responsible for the incident. As such, a monitoring station designated Barn 001, named as such for ease of reference. Note, I know we didn't follow standard protocol on this one. If the name is an issue, let me know. I'll be happy to change it.
it's just
Signed, lead researcher Pinot.
it's just Bond 001. What do they normally name them? Goon Lab? That's a terrible name.
Definitely not.
What about Dan
It was construct.
Murphy's?
Also, no. It was constructed 100-meter from SCP-5898-EX's residence to allow for a quicker response from agents. Should another incident occur, and to more closely monitor SCP-5898-EX's behavior to confirm any potential anomalies. SCP-5898-EX will be allowed to remain in its residence for the time being, as it claims all hell will break loose should it be prevented from completing its daily routine. Following the incident, SCP-5898-EX has been observed tending to its farmland for increasingly longer periods of time each passing day, although it has yet to participate in overtly suspicious activity. Addendum 5898.4, Timeline of Events. The following is a timeline of notable events in relation to SCP 5898EX, following Incident 5898 A and the subsequent construction of Barn 001. 13/11/2019. SCP 5898 EX observed spending 48 consecutive hours outside its residence watching a sprouting corn stalk. SCP 5898 EX occasionally made short trips into its home for food and water. After 5898 EX returned to its residence, the corn stalk was analyzed and found to be severely dehydrated, but otherwise normal. Notes: how the hell did this guy go for 2 straight days with nothing but some canned vegetables and sink water? Not to mention no sleep either. Notify me immediately if he does this again. Signed, lead researcher Pinot. 24/11/2019. SCP-5898-EX reported leaving its residence and driving to a local farm and home supply store. As staff prepared to intervene, a handwritten note was discovered on the exterior of Barn 001 reading, "Be back soon. Need to pick up some weed killer." Staff were instructed to observe SCP-5898-EX's behavior from a distance, but not to intervene unless necessary. SCP-5898-EX purchased 1 container of Roundup Weed and Grass Killer Concentrate Plus before returning to its residence.
Oh, plus, he really splurged on that.
Additional notes. For the record, we've never specified the location of Barn 001 to the subject. It's possible he could have seen one of our personnel entering or leaving the station during shift rotations, but I'm going to lean on the side of caution for now. New security measures are now in the works. 03/01/2020. SCP 5898EX observed tampering with a hidden camera facing the front door of SCP 5898EX's residence. All four on duty security personnel were mobilized to halt SCP 5898EX's behavior. SCP 5898EX claimed to be doing so out of curiosity, stating it thought the little thing was neat. Upon returning to Barn 001, security personnel noticed severe corn growths had manifested in and around the structure.
Oh,
Additional notes. This confirms the presence of an anomaly. I am issuing an official statement to the DOC in Site 91 for SCP 5898EX's reclassification and containment plan revision. Additionally, I'm ordering the construction of Barn 002, as Barn 001 is unusable in its current state.
what? What happened to it?
Severe corn growth manifested in and around the structure.
Oh, I thought that was like around his house.
No, that was Barn 001.
Oh, okay.
13/01/2020. SCP 5898EX attempted to enter Barn 002, but was halted by security staff before it could enter the building. Upon questioning its intentions, SCP 5898EX insisted that the corn's gonna get rough soon, and that the thing with the barn's just start. SCP 5898EX could not provide additional details and was subsequently returned to its residence. Additional notes. I'm issuing a reminder to all staff that Barn 002 should not be left unattended at any point, in case SCP 5898EX is right and we'll be seeing an increase in corn growth in the coming weeks.
Corn season.
15/01/2020. Sharp increase in corn growth detected over the course of several days. SCP 5898EX observed yelling hysterics at large patches of corn. In such patches, growth was observed to slow for a period of time.
Oh,
Additional notes. After several agents reported getting lost in corn mazes, I'm recommending heightened caution when leaving Barn 002. 29/01/2020. After several days of no activity, SCP 5898EX was observed exiting its premises wielding an improvised flamethrower.
oh,
It then proceeded to burn various areas of dense corn growth before it was detained by security personnel. SCP 5898EX was then held in Barn 002, awaiting transfer to Site 91 for violating terms of its freedom. Specifically, by being in possession of a weapon without prior knowledge of the security staff.
that's not a
Additional
weapon. It's a
notes.
tool. It just happens to burn things.
SCP 5898EX's residence was thoroughly searched following the incident. I take full responsibility for our ignorance of SCP 5898EX's activities. 29/01/2020. Several minutes after SCP 5898EX was placed en route to Site 91, an abnormally large cob of corn sprouted within Barn 002,
Oh,
resulting in the structure's collapse.
oh,
Several additional cobs of corn manifested in and around SCP 5898EX's residence. Containment specialist here, ordering the immediate return of SCP 5898EX to its residence and dispatch of burn crews to deal with the corn growth. Further instructions are being sent to all SCP 5898EX staff. Signed, Containment Specialist Drew Langley. Addendum 5898.5 Interview Log. Forward. SCP 5898EX was interviewed following the sharp increase in the anomalous activity around its residence. This interview was held in hopes of identifying a way to counteract or otherwise limit the spread of anomalous plant growth. Due to the short time frame of the situation, the interview was held in a vehicle en route to SCP-5898-EX's residence. Interviewer, Containment Specialist Drew Langley, interviewed SCP-5898-EX.
The Corn Man. I like Corn Man. He's pretty corn.
Mr. Whitaker, can you tell me clearly what exactly is going on with the core? Say again? What's the deal with the core? Oh, the core. I told y'all it's going to get wild. Clearly, you don't have a grasp on the situation, or this wouldn't have happened. My team will take it from here, Mr. Whitaker. Don't you worry, fellas. I got it all under control. I figured out a way to keep the corn out for good. I'm gonna have to head out pretty soon. Corn's a bit too close for my liking, but don't you worry, you'll be in good hands. Oh,
Oh.
you're not going anywhere. You haven't given us a clear answer to a single one of our questions. As soon as this crisis is over, you can count on getting locked up for sure. And log. Afterward. SCP 5898-EX arrived at his residence along with a containment crew armed with standard issue flamethrowers. Although available firepower would be sufficient to control non anomalous plant growth, the containment crew was unable to deal significant damage to the corn due to its alarming rate of regrowth. Containment Specialist Langley delivered an emergency notice to Site 91, and additional resources were dispatched. SCP 5898-EX failed to provide useful knowledge to combat the plant growth during the incident. Addendum 5898.6, Incident 5898 B. Forward. The following is a transcript of Incident 5898 B captured from the body worn camera of Agent Paul Kaczynski. Supervisor. Containment Specialist Drew Langley. Anomaly involved, SCP 5898-EX. Begin log. All personnel arrive at the residence of SCP 5898-EX and disembark in a transport vehicle. The entirety of the property is overgrown with corn. Several enormous cobs of corn are visible above the fields.
Oh, shit.
All right, arch up, standard formation. Copy. Squad, up ahead. Yeah, over by the corn. Keep a distance, though. All right, prep flamethrowers. On your word, sir. Mr. Whitaker, anything you want to say before we light this stuff up? If y'all were paying attention, fire doesn't work too well. Give me another day and I'll sort this mess out, promise. I've heard enough of this. Kaczynski, fire away.
Oh.
You heard him. All units fire. Several seconds of radio silence as the containment crew engages the corn growths. Damage sustained by corn is mitigated by its anomalous regrowth. Look out! Watch our flanks! Corn begins sprouting from beneath members of the containment crew.
Oh,
Squad,
fuck.
fall back. We need more space. What's happening? What's going on? Unknown, sir. I suggest you stay behind me. Langley, along with several members of the containment crew, are separated from Kaczynski by a dense wall of corn. An enormous cob of corn rapidly grows overhead, blocking out the sun. Call for backup, quick!
Oh, fuck.
I can't, sir. Radio contact's lost. Brandon, shit. Squad, regroup. Hey, Whitaker, get up. We're moving. You've had your way far too long, you hear? Wait till you get a taste of modern farming. A high pitched screech is heard from an unidentifiable source. What the hell? Watch out! Corn rapidly materializes around SCP 5898-EX, crushing it under its weight.
Oh, fuck.
Leave him. We gotta go. Kaczynski turns to run, but is tripped by corn growth and falls, landing on his forearms. Ah! Go, go, go without me! Kaczynski rolls over, tearing corn growth from his body. Death by corn. Not so bad. A bright light is seen emerging from underneath a mass of corn.
Oh.
The The camera is obscured by white light. When clarity is restored, corn growths around Kaczynski have been substantially reduced. Projectiles of corn are seen being launched away, the source of which is an unidentified object obscured by white light. What in God's name is the light subsides, and a John Deere S700 series combine harvester is seen materializing.
Oh
The
my god.
harvester activates. No driver is visible. The
Beautiful.
hell did that? Audio is overpowered by the sounds of heavy machinery. Plant matter begins to rain down from corn stalks above. Several screeches are heard as plant growth congregates around the harvester. After 8 minutes, an explosion of light is seen, and all camera feed is lost.
Oh fuck.
End log. Afterward, SCP-5898-EX displayed aggressive and potentially catastrophic properties during Incident 5898-B. Things would have gone poorly if it weren't for the appearance of an additional anomaly which spontaneously manifested during the incident and automatically began neutralizing instances of anomalous altered plant matter. The object has since been contained and designated as SCP-5898 Prime. Despite SCP-5898 Prime's effectivity in eliminating said plant life, trace amounts of similar growths have been detected across the greater Kansas City area.
Oh
As
fuck.
such, I am designating the anomalous corn growth as SCP. Containment procedures have been altered accordingly. As for SCP-5898-EX proper, we found no trace of it at the location of the incident. Until SCP-5898-EX can be located, it is to be listed MIA. If it is out there, we'll find it. Alfredo Reggio, Site 91. The following is a handwritten note found affixed to the steering wheel of SCP-5898 Prime after an examination of the object.
Oh.
See? I told you I got this under control. Yours truly, Ernest Whitaker. P.S. I'd take care of the car before the damn crows show up. End vlog.
He's beautiful. We all could use a man like Ernest Whitaker.
Brings a tear to my eye.
It does. Brings a tear to my eye and a wet spot in my pants.
I want to see a doctor about that one.
Oh, okay.
We have plenty of them at Site 91. Come on by.
Oh, you trying to SCP-ify me?
I'm trying to contain you.
I don't need to be contained. I'm just a regular moth. What do you mean?
That's what every SCP says. Come on, let's get you in a cell.
Oh.
Well,
That-
easy. Any final words?
yes. Throughout that whole thing, I have been randomly placing more and more items on the screen. Currently,
I see.
there is a beware of cats sign. There's a beware of rats sign. There's a hammer beating Tallie over the head. I'm wearing a very large cowboy hat. There's a table with a very small loaf of bread, a very large beepus, and two puddings stacked on top of each other, inverted, and also a little guy flying over there.
Yet not a single coin.
I don't have any corn. Okay.
Ernest must have been there.
Yeah. Bye.